here, and hey, let's go. What questions do you have?
All right, cool. So my question is, I taught a class last week, and where I'm lacking in this and every area is the follow-up, right? I know that's where the most important thing is, but I did not do my follow-up thank you cards right away. And when I say didn't do them, I didn't delegate them right away because I had the cards in my pocket. So, and I didn't give them up, and I wanted to give notes and stuff. So I was looking for some help, I guess, as far as how to be better at my follow-ups.
So it sounds, if I'm hearing this correctly, so what you're probably asked. So you're teaching classes, you have people, and you want to follow up with thank you notes and stuff like that. But it seems like it's coming back to you. It's like relying on you. You're having to give the cards to somebody. Does that sound about right?
That's exactly it.
Okay,
yeah.
And then so what's happening?
I know it seems silly.
Yeah, no, it doesn't because we're busy. So what's preventing you from giving the cards to?
By the time I come back to the office, I've made a few phone calls and I've forgotten about it, to be honest. And then they're in my purse, or I left them in the car by accident or something.
I gotcha.
So
and then life happens, right? It gets out of the way, and then the next thing you know, 3 weeks later, the cards are there and you haven't followed up. So what I would say, what we do here, I take that completely off my plate. So if you're holding on to that, and you're actually getting in your own way. One of the things that I like to say is, we're not as important as we think we are. It doesn't have to be you. You don't have to be part of the process. So you have, you've got 2 members that are on your team. One is Stephanie, one is Eileen. Either one of those people can actually take that off of your plate for you. You should delegate that. You should get that completely off your plate, because right now you're getting in your own way. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I mean, they're the ones that are supposed to write the cards, by the way. It's just that I didn't give it to them.
So it's funny, and this is a problem I hear from a lot of loan officers. You're injecting yourself still in the process. It's like, hey, if I don't give my card to the people that are supposed to make the phone calls, or if you don't give your script, or if you don't say what you're supposed to say, like, here's what I would do. Have Stephanie or Eileen attend the meeting. They're the ones that should be checking your people in. They should be the ones that they're there. They have the names, they have the numbers, and they don't rely on you. Because if you're like me, I'm rolling in, I'm teaching a class, I'm shaking hands, I'm having conversations, and then I'm rolling out to my next appointment or my next class, or jumping on the phone, making thank yous, making other appointments.
Yeah.
So the simple act of having Stephanie or Eileen at your event will save you tons of headache, tons of time, and take that completely off your plate. Totally pull you out of the process. What does that sound like to you?
Simple but genius.
That sounds awesome. All right, cool. Did you have anything else that you wanted me to answer?
Yeah, so the other thing I've been struggling with, if you have time, is we're not getting appointments. We're having trouble. So wondering if you have a script that you can help us with for, we have a caller who's working with realtors trying to get appointments for us.
Okay, so just setting appointments with new agents. So for the loan officers that are on the call, so we call out, set appointments just to meet with new agents. If we're not calling to, obviously we're taking care of the agents that we currently have, but wanting to set up appointments with new agents. What I have found is some people's scripts, and I hate the word scripts, because you're calling, you're using a script, and we're really trying to meet somebody new, trying to get to know them, trying to find out if we'd be a good fit, if we can help them, or if they can help us, or vice versa. What I have found a lot of people do is they just call and start asking about what type of business that a realtor can give a loan officer, kind of the gimme approach. What are you doing? Did you have an open house? Who can I call? Do you have any leads? Do you have any loans? Instead of doing that, one of the things that, you and I've talked about this in great length here as well, is Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V, I know you're not watching, but dude, if I tag you on this, maybe you'll get the replay. So Gary V, he has a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. So if you're not jabbing enough, so a lot of times we're just out there slugging right hooks. Right hook, give me the business, give me a loan, what do you have? When you take a step back, and jab, 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 right hook is about give. Oh, hey, by the way, I'm in the mortgage business. Who you have that I can work with? So I'd ask you if you're jabbing enough. Are you private messaging the real estate agents and offering, hey, for your first client, we'll do no appraisal or no lender fees. Hey, let me help you get some of the people that you went to the open house, were on the open house. Let me help you get some of those people off the fence. Let me help follow up for you. Let me help follow up with you. Let me be part of your team. Is there anybody, you and I talked about this on our call today. Is there anybody that I can help get off the fence and help you close one more transaction by the end of the year? That's so much better. It's so much more than just asking for a loan, right? And in today's day and age, I talk to some agents and I hear they're bombarded with calls from real estate agents. They're like, it's just constant. It's all the time. Well, what if you actually called up and got to know a real estate agent, got to know, hey, what's your biggest challenge? And then if you had a solution for that, you're probably a good fit to work together because you can help them with their biggest challenge. And if you can come up alongside them, that's where the symbiotic relationship comes in, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So here's the answer. Basically, what if you can call up a real estate agent and say, hey, I heard a lot of great things about you. I'd love to meet with you. One of the things I'd like to talk about is to see if you have capacity to close an additional 2 or 3 transactions next year. 2 or 3 transactions in a year by closing the buyers and sellers that we generate. That would probably be an attention getter. I know there's a realtor on here that's asking a question. I'm going to try to get on that. But for any real estate agents that are on here, what if a loan officer called you and said that? Because I'm saying that. Hey, do you have capacity? Are you looking to grow your business? Are you currently active in the marketplace? Cool. Well, I'd like to get together and talk with you about how I can help you close 2 or 3 more transactions next year, closing the buyers and sellers that we generate. If you're interested in that, I'd love to sit down and meet with you. I'd love to have you come to one of our events. I teach a lot of classes, and we are helping a lot of agents. And we're currently helping them close a heck of a lot more than 2 or 3 in a year. But I don't want to walk in and say, hey, I'm going to help you close 12 transactions, and then we only close 8 together or 6. You know what I mean? So I just want to talk with you to see if you have the capacity to close 2 or 3 more transactions next year, in addition to what you're closing the buyers and sellers that we generate. How do you think that script would work?
Yeah, I don't know why someone would say no.
They shouldn't. I mean, then you got to qualify them and see if the relationship's a good fit. But that's what I would say. That's a script that I would use. And don't make it a script. I hate scripts. Make it your own.
Right. Good morning.
Hey, Rebecca, it's Mike Mann. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very cool. You're live on Facebook with 11,000. All right, 11. There's only a couple people on here, but hey, what's your question?
Well, I have 2 of them.
Okay, cool.
The first one is I'm setting up our CRM software, and I'm trying to stay in touch with our. I'm sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. Setting up the CRM software, and I'm trying to make sure we're putting our communication in either the CRM software or our loan software.
Okay.
And how do you do that with your team so that it goes to underwriting or doesn't go or?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, cool. So the way I do that, I compartmentalize the communication. So in the beginning, when somebody calls in, say it's a lead that calls in, my team on intake, loan officers, loan partners, they'll accept the information. Everything's done in the CRM until it becomes a transaction. So when it becomes a transaction, then the communication piece rolls into it transfers. So everything from lead, a lead that's coming in, till the time they go under contract is done in my CRM.
Okay.
And then once the processing team takes it over, they do the notes we use Encompass. They do the notes inside Encompass, so they communicate directly with the underwriters on things that have to do with the actual file. But then the processors also there's the check boxes. We have now automated it, but the processors would do the check boxes to track every stage of the game, clear to close, loan approval, appraisal back, that kind of thing. So they're still clicking buttons and we use Jungo, but all the communication rolls to Encompass, and it is compartmentalized though, so it's separate. I don't mix the two.
Okay,
Cool.
that's cool. All right.
Cool. What's your other
Good
question?
information. I typed it in there. So with getting into the holiday season, I'm finding it harder and harder to lock people down. They're canceling a lot on me, and I know it's only going to get worse going into Christmas. So is there anything you do to drum up business or hold them to making those appointments and not canceling?
Well, I think a lot of times right now, real estate agents and loan officers go into that hibernating season, if you will. It's, hey, Christmas is right around the corner. But here's the thing, December has always been one of my best months. And that's because me and the team we've never quit. We've never given up. We work 12 months out of the year here. A lot of people are now going to start slowing. They say they're still slowing down, but business is still being had. Homes are still being sold. And unfortunate part is all the business that's going to close in December is really from all the activity that you did in September, October, November. So right now, what I would be doing is I would have my eyes up right now on January, February, March, because that's quite frankly we're November. What are we? 21st.
21st.
It's December, January. Right now, my eyes are up on February 21st. I'm looking 90 days ahead. So the people that we talk to right now, they're going to incubate. They're going to be the ones that are buying in January and February. So right now, your November and December is already over. So, and that's what I would relate to our agents as we're calling them and talking to them. Like, hey, look, I know most agents, slow down and it's cool, no big deal. But hey, what's your 2018 look like? Do you have a business plan? I'd love to get together with you and talk about your business plan. You can use this script. Hey, I pay a lot of money and I get coached. And one of the things my coach does is he sits down with his real estate agents and helps plan their 2018. I'd just like to get together with you and sit down and have a cup of coffee. Let's figure out what 2018 looks like. I'd love to help you achieve your goals. So is Monday or Tuesday better for you? I think you gotta get their eyes up off of the holiday. Tell them it's January 15th or 21st, right? Hey, this year's done. It's cool. This year's done. We're already in 2018. I want to help you start 2018 off better than you ever have before. So I'd love to get together with you for a cup of coffee. Whoever says no to that, they're probably not a good fit. Fair?
Sounds good.
Cool.
That's fair.
All right. Very cool. Well, thanks for your questions.
All right. Thanks, Michael.
Yep, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
So, hey, curious about your team's process on getting reviews after you close a deal. How do you go about it? Cool. Awesome question. So we will we'll send out a link for a Zillow review or a Google review. I have somebody that's in charge of that, completely in charge of that. I'm hands off. As soon as we go to the closing table, we will. We have a process. We call our clients 7 days after the closing. We call them 30 days after the closing just to make sure everything went well. We also send out a link and we say, hey, if you had a great experience, click on the link, fill out a review. Would you give us 5 stars? Very cool. And then that's done automatically though, so I don't have to do anything with that. I got another question here from Ty. Cool. From a realtor, let's say a prospective borrower can't qualify today for a mortgage loan, yet they should be able to qualify within 12 months. How do you and your team stay in touch with the prospective borrower? Ty Desaw, Keller Williams, thank you, man, for a great question. So what we do is we will offer, we have a couple credit repair companies, I guess they're called. We will offer their services. If the client does engage and actually accepts the phone call and talks to, so there's a free consultation. If the client does engage, accepts the free phone call and says they want to work with the credit repair company, what we'll do is we'll put them on a drip and we'll follow up with them every 30 days, as long as they're taking the first step. If they're not taking the first step and they're not looking to improve with their situation, then, we kind of just say we put them on we put them on an email campaign, and if they want help in the future, they'll end up giving us a shout. So that's what we do. We don't give up on anybody, but we require them to take the first step, which we think is fair.